jump in. Oh, I pressed the record button. Okay. All right, so we'll start. Hi, I'm Kevin James Bond of 3Max Real Estate Group. I'm here in Colorado Springs, and I'm here with Denise Gard, who's my longtime friend, and she and her mom are residents of Black Forest. And so I wanted to bring her on to discuss the recent events that have been going on with the new Flying Horse North development plan project that's been coming up. So hi, Denise, how are you? Thanks for coming on.
Well,
so yeah,
thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk about the Flying Horse North project development sketch plan that got approved by the El Paso County Commissioners a couple days ago. I wanted to quickly read KRDO's snippet on this decision. And it says the project would increase the size of the subdivision from the current 82 homes to 846, as well as build a 275 unit luxury hotel, a golf clubhouse, and restaurants in an area bordered by Highway 83, Hodgen Road, and Black Forest Road. And I know in what you sent me to read that the 275 unit luxury hotel is not quite what is being proposed currently. It's a little bit different than that, and we can get into that. But yeah, otherwise the commissioners have approved it. The project seems to be moving forward, but there's a lot of people.
So yeah, so there's a huge movement in Black Forest against it, being led by Terry, who's a neighbor and longtime resident of Black Forest, much like my mother. We have resided out here for over 30 years. And of course, we've seen many changes, and we understand that there's going to be developments. But the county commissioners created a master plan for El Paso County. And they said that in the Black Forest area, which is what this is, that residential lots would be no smaller than 2.5 acres, that they would be horse friendly, they would be better with the environment, better with nature, because the whole reason a lot of us love Black Forest is because of nature, because of our close proximity to an elk herd. And this elk herd migrates through Flying Horse North right now. Okay. And my question is, where are they going to go? Are the El Paso County Commissioners and Flying Horse North Classic Homes going to pay for them to be relocated? No one has thought about this 150 elk herd that I've personally seen. I love. We also have antelope, we have deer. The thing that really got me about the meeting was that one of the county commissioners even admitted she has not read the master plan. Okay. So why are we paying her salary? And then there's Holly Williams, who is the county commissioner for District 1, who recused herself. And I really wonder why it was approved when they went completely against their own master plan that they spent thousands upon thousands of dollars creating and evaluating. What was the point?
If you're not going to actually use it, why bother writing it up?
Yeah.
And you brought up a good point. I hadn't heard or thought about, the elk and what's going to happen to them, and how building this, affects that population that we have. And, do they care? Are the residents, I feel like this should be known, so that people can have their voice on this.
They're really cool. I was out hiking with my dogs and they came down the path and I was in Cathedral Pines and they jumped the fence into Flying Horse North. And that's where they hang out. They kind of like the golf course that they put in, which was another waste of water, which brings up my next point. Did you know, Kevin, that no one has done a water evaluation of our aquifers since the 1980s?
Wow.
It has to be requested by the county commissioners, and it should have been requested before they agreed to, quite frankly, all of these new housing projects that they're putting on out in Black Forest. You know, it's not just about Flying Horse North. It's really, we understand the whole area was going to be developed and everyone's excited and everyone needs houses. Although I think more people will be going to multi-generational living circumstances like I am. It's a great way to care for your elder relatives and also, you know, get a nice house. But anyway, that's a side point. But my point is, we knew Black Forest would be changing, but it needs to be done in a mindful manner. And this water situation is very concerning. When we attended these Flying Horse North meetings, there was a neighbor of ours who brought up the fact that her water pressure, when she tries to water her trees for just 10 minutes, goes down. She has a well. And we've been told some of our wells out in Black Forest are no longer deep enough. So what does that mean? If you have to dig your well deeper, you know, you would have to take out another mortgage. You'd have to finance it. I mean, it's a lot of money to dig a well.
Right.
A lot of money. So.
And what's going on with those wells? Are they just drying up? Or is that?
So here's what I suspect is that, and again, without having we have a state water engineer, and without having any evaluations done for over 30 years, we really have no way of knowing. But as more and more of these developments are created and more wells are put in, wells are the water is being diverted and going over here and over there. And so it really we need an evaluation. It needs to be evaluated. And of course, in addition to the water situation, which I don't want to become like Arizona and run out of water. I mean, I think that is a concern that people should have.
Well, I'm already hearing about the restrictions on the Colorado River.
Right. Yeah, we hear all about the Colorado River, and even the Pueblo Reservoir has gone significantly down. That's why it's become so dangerous to boat in there. My other main concern, Kevin, I'm sorry, did you have a comment?
Yeah, I was just going to say that is a valid concern. It's a big concern, is where's our water coming from? Because we're in a drought. We've been in a drought, and not just Pueblo, but Lake Mead, Lake Powell, everything is at an all-time low.
And these aquifers, they're limited. They're not being replenished. This water is thousands of years old, if not millions. And there's 3 aquifers under us. And it's the Dawson is what our well is in, and most of the wells. Then you have the Douglas, and then you have the big one, the Arapahoe. The Arapahoe, though, even Denver is drilling into. The other thing that I suspect is when you are drilling into these deeper reservoirs, everything begins to shift. Think about our sandy soil and the shale, and you're losing water, and plus it can trickle down. There's a lot of movement that no one is keeping track of.
And all that could be fixed with some kind of a water survey.
I cannot believe, and this is what Phil and Terry have said, is that to approve a project like Flying Horse North without them making sure that they have a water supply and that it's not going to impact our water situations or our environment is really irresponsible, I feel. The other concern that I have that these county commissioners didn't even consider is that this sets up a precedent. So, they want to put in a hotel over there. Well, hey, the property right behind me, 40 acres. Now they can go back to the county commissioners and say, hey, there's going to be a hotel over there. We want to put apartments in.
No, well, yeah, they
can do whatever they want, right? I mean,
they can propose whatever they want, and depending on how the commissioners are feeling about it or how they're presented with it, they could get approved. And if they're not doing anything to check on the viability, especially of the water, of surrounding wildlife, You know, does this make sense for our city? These are questions I feel, like you said, have not been fully addressed here. That she just kind of
Yeah.
fell out of that decision when that was her district.
She recused herself, which in my point of, so why was she hired? If she's not going to be our voice and voice our concerns and be there for her constituents, why did people vote for her?
There's not the representation there. And
And
what was the reason for that?
right. And why should we be paying her? You know, they get a salary for these jobs. Why are they being paid to do work that they obviously that they're not doing? I
Yeah,
mean, I can't believe the one county commissioner admitted that she hadn't even read the master plan. Okay, well, that's your job. Right? I mean,
that
that's
is
your
your
job.
job.
Your job is to,
That's why you're here, is you're to make sure that this is done in the way that people want and in the way that they follow the rules.
yeah. You know, the majority of us who live out in Black Forest, we moved out here to get away from town life, to get away from the city life, but still be close enough for work and for groceries and for schools and stuff. But we moved out here for a reason. And, you know, there's a lot of neighbors that I have who have horses, and that's kind of what Black Forest, you know, they had the horses. And it's unfortunate to see that way of life ending. And that's what the county commissioners are doing. You know, my mom feels like she's going to have to move. I mean, if they put that in over there, you know, we would probably be worried about water, but just the traffic alone on Black Forest Road, they haven't really talked about that situation.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be my next question, was how does everybody in Black Forest feel about this? And the other point you had brought up to me yesterday about this was that even if they're building all of these new homes in here, these are luxury homes. These are higher end homes. These are not going to be entry level or affordable homes for the average person here. So it's not like you're doing everybody a service by providing affordable housing, because they're not.
Right, because they're not. And, you know, they talk about, oh, we're going to have townhomes. Well, their townhomes will be like over $700,000 for just a townhome. I don't know about you, but I can't afford that. Plus, I wouldn't want to live in something like that. And not to mention, I'm sure their HOA fees, you know, and so to me, it is, oh, and they had talked about like some of it's going to be a gated community.
Okay.
And they tried to point out to the county commissioners, I love this, but Flying Horse North tries to say, well, we're adding in all these greenway area. They're counting their golf course. So I asked at a meeting, so does that mean people can ride their horses? No. I mean,
no,
it's going to be a greenway trail.
No.
And we should be able to have our dogs over there, our horses. We have a lady who has pet goats. I'm sure she would love to walk on it.
Nope, it's not going to be for you guys. It's going to be for somebody else.
It's not, you know, they're going to put up their little gates and try to make it an exclusive community. So as you said, we need affordable housing, but this is not the answer. And
you had also brought up how they're wanting to turn this into the next or the new Broadmoor.
Yeah, that's what they keep saying.
Yeah.
And you know, they'll say at the meeting, you know, that's a selling point, because our land property should go up because it's going to be the new Broadmoor. Well, first off, our property is already increased in value just because of where we're living at and the amount of acreage. So that's not, and we're not in it for the money. We like where we live. And we like our community the way that it is. And the difference is when Spencer Penrose put in the Broadmoor Hotel, the Broadmoor area built up around the hotel because those people wanted to be close to a luxury hotel. It's opposite here. They are forcing a hotel in that no one wants. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they would weather the winters out here anyway. You know, parts of Black Forest, it's always interesting on the news. They will take the snow totals from like the south end of Black Forest Road. And I'm like, well, okay, they may have only gotten 2 inches there, but I got 8 out here plus snow totals. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how that all works out too. But I guess when they add in so much more cement and everything else, it'll change, it'll heat up the environment. So unfortunately.
That's not what we need.
I know. We need to be better about our environment instead.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I'm all for it. I wanted to ask you about the group. Is it called the Black Forest Society? The group that's
let me see. It's in my notes. Members of, it's called Friends of Blackforest.org. So again, that's Friends of Blackforest.org.
Okay.
And they have a very large member list, and it's a great group of people.
So that's the group that's in opposition to the county commissioners and their decision. And this is, I'm assuming, just residents of Black Forest, and is it Flying Horse North area as well?
Yeah, so
can anybody join, or how does that work?
That I don't know. I don't know if they could limit, because it's not really like a form you fill out.
But at least people can go there to that site to learn more about what's going on here and this decision.
And I mean, they have Terry is kind of our leader. We don't really have leaders out in Black Forest, you know. We don't have a mayor. We're not a city. We're not a town. We're not incorporated. But Terry is retired and very knowledgeable, and he's lived out here a long time. So I kind of call him our current leader in charge. He's a really nice guy. You should talk to him too.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Yeah. So Terry at friendsofblackforest.org has a lot more information than I do. You know, I was going to mention one other thing, but I just cannot believe that they allowed it. And we really thought we had a chance this time. We really thought that there's no way anyone with a conscience or anyone with self-respect would vote for this. So we're just surprised that it went through.
Yeah. Is there anything, what are the next steps now? I mean, if there's a loud enough voice, can there be an appeal? How does that work?
The people who are really upset, who are voicing huge concerns, are actually the ones who bought in to Flying Horse North and built under the assumption that the smallest lot size would be 2.5 acres. And these are people who have, like one's a retired lawyer from California, Phil. And so they have the knowledge, the means, and they are looking at what is the process going forward. There have been people asking, you know, could we do a kind of like a group lawsuit? Not yet. It has to actually go farther in the approval phase. But the homeowners who currently live in Flying Horse North who are against it, they might have something, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into it more, and I'll let people know how they can contribute or help in any way if we can spread the word and spread the awareness. Is there anything else that
about those elk? Where are the elk gonna go? And the antelope, where are they gonna?
Elsewhere, further away from the city, further away from where you'll be able to see them as they're developing more and more. Yeah. That's the goal, as far as as far as I can see it, is that the city continues to they want to keep building further north with that annexation up there. Well, we're talking about
Yeah.
here.
So yeah,
Further
that is
south,
also
east.
interesting. If they were to annex Flying Horse North, but yet have this section that's unannexed in between it, I have a feeling they're just going to demand to annex all of Black Forest.
Yeah, they're not going to stop. I don't see anybody talking about how the city has to stop growing. So,
And it's not, I mean, I know because you're a realtor and, I know that you want the housing market and you want people to buy and sell, and we do need more houses. I feel sometimes with the housing market, Kevin, and this is a totally different subject, that sometimes it's the reason why people need, or why we have a housing shortage, is because so many people own a summer home here, a winter home there, and there's all these multiple homes, and we need people in the homes.
I feel like there should be easier solutions, because you're
Yeah.
right. I just heard a podcast this morning that talked about how we have more empty houses than we have homeless people. And I come across different TikToks or things on social media where it's people giving you real raw information and telling you how things are, of like, hey, our
Yeah.
government send us all stimulus checks. Like,
Yeah.
they could just give you money. Like, the people, the government that's taking your child away from you because you don't have the money to take care of it is now going to give your child to foster care and give
Right.
money to somebody else to
To
take
give
care of it.
money to someone else.
Why didn't they just give you the money to take care of your child then, if they have the money
Yeah.
to do that? So I'm
There's
just
so
seeing these
many
things and
problems.
feeling like we do have the money. I used to think like, how are we going to afford to pay for, this new initiative, or, this thing that, we want to cover, with taxes or whatever. And
I
now I
agree.
think, well, they could just print money and then make it up later. So,
Well, and there are so many different solutions. I totally agree with you. And the housing market, the way that it is currently, I mean, we've talked about this, even my boyfriend can't afford, and he has a great job, great job, potential for income. And he's like, it's just so expensive. It's just,
yeah,
so there's a lot of problems right now.
There are, right? I mean, I'll give you 1980. The average house in 1980 was worth twice as much as your median income. And now in 2022, it's worth 6.5 times your median income. So the disparity is real. It's not like people got lazy. It's not like, oh, I don't know what happened. Like, it definitely from, there was a point in time economically where the income just did not keep going up with the rising cost of everything else. And it shows now, like, yeah, you could buy a house last year because the rates were less than half of what they are now. But now that real estate is as most expensive it's ever been, plus the rates are double what they were last year, it's so hard. And I totally get it. Like, it's very unaffordable right now. And you could build some starter homes, maybe, if some builders were willing to chip in, or if people didn't buy extra homes to rent out, there'd be more available, and maybe having more inventory like that, maybe it wouldn't be as expensive. I'm looking at things like trickle down economics and just getting upset that we're not making any money, and there's rich people making so much money up here. But
Jeff Bezos could solve the homeless problem if he would just have a heart.
I suppose, like, anybody with that amount of money, like, I have that fantasy of, like, if I had millions of dollars, I would just take $100, just like $5,000 stacks of like $100 bills, and I'd just go out in the street. I would get all my friends and I'd be like, hey, just pass these out. Be like, hey, you want $5,000? And just like, because they're not going to believe you. Like, you have to convince them, but like, just like, this is who deserves the money, the working people.
Yeah.
But if I ever get there, I'll do it.
Back to Flying Horse North.
Yes, sorry.
That's what makes me sad, though. My mom's house is paid off. She worked really hard, and it's a ranch. So as she ages, her goal was to be able to live in here until she passes away. I mean, if she needed a walker, if she needed a wheelchair eventually, I mean, this house, she could do it. And now we're like, if you have to move, what can we really afford? She doesn't want to have a house payment at this age.
Yeah. You're almost getting priced out of the market at this point,
Yeah.
because I mean, yeah, she could sell her house, but like you said, she's got to turn around and buy in the same market.
Or we change states. I mean, that's one
Yeah.
other thing, but I think the housing market's kind of crazy everywhere. So
It is crazy everywhere, but it is starting to come down. And I don't know if that trend will continue. But you know, the median sale price has been coming down since the summertime. So we'll see what the rising interest rates do, if they continue to rise or if they come back down. Before I wrap up our conversation, Denise, is there anything that you wanted to add to our conversation here?
I don't think so. I think that the residents of Black Forest were just very disappointed with the vote. And the fact that Holly Williams recused herself. Her job is to be our voice on the county commissioner seat. And so it didn't even make sense to me. The other thing, you know, those meetings, I would have attended if they were held in the evening. They really should think about people who work. So my mom went. She didn't, you know, she's very shy. She didn't speak, but she was there, and it was like hours long, which is not great for a person who's older. I mean, it just was like a ridiculous process.
Yeah, maybe if they had like an online way to watch it.
They do. But again, if you're working, you're not really supposed to be watching.
Yeah. Record it and watch it later. Something, you know, but you're still you're not there, but at least you get to see it afterward. But you're right, just being able to be more flexible with people's work schedules.
Well, and that's why I appreciated like Phil, who's a neighbor in Flying Horse North, and Terry. They made sure that they have attended all of these meetings, and they are kind of helping to represent what we feel is wrong with this development.
Yeah. So could you give me the address one more time, or the website?
Sure. friendsofblackforest.org. And you can email Terry, Terry, at friendsofblackforest.org.
All right.
So I have no water.
Oh, it's okay.
So Terry at friendsofblackforest.org.
All right. Thank you so much, Denise. I appreciate your time, and we'll spread the awareness here. And if there's any updates, I'll probably ask you to come back and let us know, or we'll talk to Terry and Phil maybe. So,
okay.
All right. Thanks so much for your time, Denise.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye.